On the 12th day of Christmas, my good friends brought to me all their good wishes and a song for the Christmas tree. We all have our own version of the song, but whatever it is, it still brings us good joy for the festive season. Welcome to another edition of Jamaica Magazine. I'm Adrian Atkinson, sending you good vibes and blessings for the season. Today's show is quite informative, and I know you can't wait. So stay right there as we unfold the pages.
In terms of making shopping safe, shop online, and when shopping in stores, stay 6 feet apart from others and make sure you're wearing your mask. And make sure you check yourself for symptoms before leaving home. So if you're ill, please stay home and don't go out shopping at this point in time. For persons who we know are more vulnerable and at high risk, shop early or ask someone to pick up items for you in the store. Use curbside pickup and delivery options if that is available and feasible for you. For our businesses, we know you expect increased pedestrian traffic. Make sure your hand sanitization station is accessible, easily accessible, especially immediately on entry to your business. Make sure you're enforcing physical distancing, not only within the business space itself, but outside. Offer online and telephone services as much as possible for as many services as possible within your business. Offer delivery services if that is an option. Have options for short interactions to be expedited, and make sure you have reminders of the infection prevention and control measures within your business so that you can remind your clients of what is expected.
It's the Christmas season and lots of persons are shopping online and having their goods imported into the country, or they are shipping containers or barrels. This week on Get the Facts, we look at the measures being implemented to accommodate the increase in clearance of goods amidst COVID-19.
Welcome to Get the Facts, the program that provides you with information on government's policies and initiatives. I'm your host, Enthros Campbell. December is usually a peak season for the Jamaica Customs Agency as it prepares for the spike in incoming containers and barrels to meet both consumer and individual demands. We check in with the agency today to hear about the measures being put in place to facilitate this process. To give us the details is Director of Public Relations and Customer Service, LaDonna Manning. Miss Manning, welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me, Enthros.
Good. Tell us now, we're a week into December. What's the atmosphere like at the ports and points of clearance?
I can tell you that it's busy. Going into the holiday season, while many entities are winding down their operations, the Jamaica Customs Agency goes into activation mode, full activation mode, because that is when we have increased volume in trade. And as a matter of fact, we are currently seeing year to date, and that's the fiscal year, where we have non-commercial imports amounting to 61.8 million kilogram already. And we are also seeing in terms of commercial 5.593 billion kilogram in terms of imports. And even going down or breaking it even more, since December 1 to December 7th, we're seeing an increase in commercial imports compared to 2019 and 2020 respectively. So we're seeing 161 increase in the volume of imports over 2019 and an exponential increase of 330% compared to 2020. So you can see that we are really in activation mode. Looking as well on the non-commercial imports, and this is where we talk about personal imports, we're seeing an increase of 25% compared to 2019 and also 29% compared to 2020. 20. So really, of a fact, we are really active, and we have our systems in place, we have put our measures in place, our strategies to ensure that we effect efficient clearance for our customers.
Right, so that is what you're experiencing now, but do you expect that to be even greater in the coming weeks?
Definitely. As a matter of fact, because of what we expect, we have extended our opening hours
Yes.
to allow customers to transact business with us. So starting Monday, December 13, we will extend, and it goes up to December 22, for our collections units in both Montego Bay and Kingston. We're going to extend an extra hour each day to our customers. So usually the units at these locations would usually close at 4. They will now go to 5, and on a Friday they would usually close at 3. It goes up to 4. Also, on December 18, our entry processing and valuation verification units, as well as the collections and accounts unit, will open on December 18 from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. so that customers can have their clearances and their transactions done effectively. Yes. So we do expect it, and we've put things in place in order to facilitate.
Right, you're going to put personnel in place. There's going to be an increasing number of persons working.
Yes. COVID-19 protocols observed, all of them observed. We have actually done that in terms of increasing personnel, particularly at the ports and the points of clearance, where there is more activity taking place. So yes, that measure has also been put in place.
Right. So what advice do you have for persons doing business with agents? We know usually it take a long time. Tell us how we can facilitate the process to make it easier.
Okay. For persons who are doing clearances, and especially for persons doing non-commercial clearances, we are encouraging them to utilize the services that are offered by agents and some port operators, such as like door-to-door delivery. So you don't have to necessarily go to the point of clearance or the port to effect the transaction or to undertake the transaction. You can authorize your agent to undertake same, and you will get your good or your item, your barrel, for instance, at your door. So we encourage persons to utilize services that are offered in that respect. Also, there are some warehouses have appointment system. So we encourage persons to go by that. You have an appointment, you go by your appointment, so that will, cut down on the wait time and reduce delays that you may have. So we encourage persons to do that as far as possible. So utilize the services that the port operators or warehouse keepers have to assist in the process. As well as at this point, I would want to speak to persons who are coming in, air passengers who have what you call unaccompanied shipment or unaccompanied baggage. If you have a TRN, at the point when you are interacting with the customs officer at the airport, we encourage you to present your TRN so that it can be inputted into the system. So when you actually go to have the clearance, if it is that you're going to clear yourself, it's going to be easier because you would have already covered that aspect at the airport. So you would not have to go again to present at the point of clearance or at the port. So that is something we're encouraging persons to do. Present your TRN at the airport, so that will reduce the delay time when you actually go to clear your good as well.
Let's take a short break now. When we come back with more useful information about Jamaica Customs and their extended opening hours and collaboration with the port operators. Stay with us. Welcome back to Get the Facts. Our discussion continues with the Jamaica Customs Agency on the clearance of goods in December. We're speaking with Director of Public Relations and Customer Service, Ms. LaDonna Manning. Now, talk to us about the collaboration between yourselves and the port and other agencies that are involved in this process now taking place during December.
Okay. The Jamaica Customs Agency, we work with other entities on the ports to ensure that clearance is efficient and effective. And at this time of year, we have collaborated with port operators, for instance, to have in terms of extension of opening hours. So, for instance, there is Kingston Wharves Limited, Kingston Logistics Center, we have Adolph Levy and 214, we have Universal Freight Handlers Limited, and those are in Kingston. We are working in collaboration with them in terms of their extended opening hours. Also in Montego Bay, we have the Seaboard Warehouse as well as Port Handlers, and also they have extended their operating hours, and we are working with them. I encourage customers to reach out to them specifically in terms of knowing the specific time for these opening hours as it relates to the particular warehouse that you may be doing any kind of business with. But the hours have been extended, and we're working with them.
Okay, excellent, excellent. Well, tell me now, how does the agency ensure that it maintains its vigilance in terms of border security at this time amidst all of this excitement and the lots of persons coming in and the activity there?
Okay. Well, the Jamaica Customs Agency continues its vigilance amid the increase in trade volume. You know, persons may think that, oh, because it's so much to deal with, that it's overwhelming for us. Not at all. We have also increased our vigilance in this area because border protection is critical to us to ensure that illicit or prohibited or restricted items do not come into the country. So one of the strategies that we have used or will continue to use is risk management as it relates to shipments that are coming in. All shipments coming in and also going out of the country are scanned. It goes through scanning. That's mandatory. As it relates to risk management, however, that is where the particular shipment is identified or flagged, for instance, to say, okay, this is something we need to do intrusive or physical inspection for. So not all shipments will go through physical inspection, even though it will go through scanning. So this is where the risk management aspect will come in as it relates to shipment. So that strategy is utilized throughout the year, of course, but because of the increase as well, wherever there's an increase, of course, the vigilance increase. And we encourage persons as far as possible to stay within the right, because it's not as if you think that because we have a lot dealing with that things are just going to pass us by. No, we remain vigilant.
And we're happy to hear that. As we wrap this interview, tell us, do you have any tips for persons using your services, importers, passengers, any tips? Okay.
And as it relates to importers particularly, it is Christmas time, and persons may believe that because it's Christmas time, you can come into the country with certain items. So I'll give you an example, fireworks. You can't just come in the country with fireworks. You need a permit. It's a restricted item. You have to get a permit to have fireworks, for instance, and that is through the Ministry of National Security. In addition, if there are shipments that you're doing and it require permits, we encourage you before the shipment is undertaken or done, get those permits, not when it is at the port and you're ready to clear and then you say, well, Jamaica Customs is holding up the shipment, because of course once another border regulatory agency is involved in the process and there is requirement for a permit, we have to have a permit before it is released to the customer. We also encourage customers at this time to ensure that the invoices are, what we call proper invoices are submitted to customs, along with your items, so that we can do the necessary, for want of a better word, review of the invoices, ensure that they are correct and, they are in good stead. Also, we encourage persons to make honest declarations to customs. For instance, you are traveling, and if you have over 10,000 US dollars, you must declare that to customs. So $10,000 US dollars and more, you're coming in with that money, you must declare it to customs. And also, in declaring it to customs, you must be able to provide documentary evidence of the source of that funding. If it is that you failed to declare it, and in addition, it is found and you have no documentary evidence to prove the source of the funding, the money will be seized by the agency, and we will then also invite another entity such as the FID to get involved in the process, because there will have to be an investigation in the matter. So these matters are actually treated seriously, in terms of declarations. Make sure you do your proper declarations to customs. Be honest in your declarations.
Right.
So, those are some of the tips that we have for customers, in clearing their goods during this very busy period.
We thank you. You mentioned fireworks. If we want to find out other items that are prohibited, where can we find the information?
Definitely on the website of the Jamaica Customs Agency, www.jacustoms.gov.jm. You can get the information on restricted and prohibited items on our website. Also, we are open to hearing from our customers, so persons can call at 876-922-5140 to 8. Our customer service representatives are, available to respond to queries. We also have our email facility, that is public.relations@jca.gov.jm. We also have our live chat on our website, where persons can actually go on our website and have that live conversation with customer service representatives or information officers if they want clarity or they need questions answered. So we are open to doing further awareness about customs related matters.
Yes. Thank you so very much. This has been Get the Facts, and our guest was Director of Public Relations and Customer Service, LaDonna Manning. Thank you so very much for watching, and take good care of yourself until next time. Be safe.
It's absolutely critical that we receive the vaccines. You will see hospitalizations and indeed deaths likely come down. And so there is a lot of value to be gained by getting as many vulnerables on board as possible. So tell your mothers, tell your aunts, listen out for yourselves if you're over 60, and take the vax, because the vax is what will help you to guard against the COVID virus, and indeed help your relatives, your friends, those who you come in contact with, for the same benefit.
Christmas is a time of gift giving and spending time with family and friends, and of course enjoying those special holiday dishes. With COVID-19 still being an issue, some of the traditions that we're used to may not be feasible this year, but through the power of video, you can reminisce and enjoy. Let's take a walk down memory lane.
As a child, Christmas meant excitement. It meant eating a lot more than I used to eat during the course of the year, 'cause it was a special day. It meant that I was getting my dolly. It meant that I was getting ice cream and cake and pudding and soda. It meant that I was going to hear a lot of music, Christmas music.
Very early in the year, they plan what rooster they're going to grow, what pig they're going to kill, what goat they're going to slaughter, and they raise those goats specially for Christmas. And like maybe a month or so before Christmas, they would purify the chicken and the goats and the pigs. By the chicken especially, they feed them with vinegar and other things to make sure that they purify and ready, and whatever they do to the pigs and the goats and so on. And all of those things were planned in advance. You know, they do all of those things in preparation for Christmas. And in Micheltown we had maybe quite a few Christmas traditions. The churches, usually the young people in the churches usually go caroling after holidays, after the school give holidays. Every morning at 5 they would get up and carol right through the district.
Every Christmas day, we would hear the drumming sound coming from Micheltown, and if we had anything outside, because the Jankono persons, they were dressed and they dance and they would come into the yard. Yes, they come into certain yard, and some of us children were afraid of them. So we would hide underneath the bed or make sure the door was locked, and we peeped through the windows. But that was an exciting time because we always look forward for that. And they sang a lot of traditional songs. They make up songs about people, and they would dance. And I don't know how they get so much energy, but they would walk from Micheltown, they would come over to Moorlands, and they would go to Loneltown.
During the Christmas season, any little thing that happened in the district, it would end up in the borough as a song. They make up songs about people, whatever they do during that Christmas season. It would, and the people weren't pleased about it, you know, because it was teasing all the way until the New Year. Most people wouldn't know, but the skin for the drum had to be she-goat skin, not the ram goat, because somehow the ram goat skin don't sound as beautiful or as nice as the she-goat. So they had to get the she-goat skin, cure it and scrape it and fix it and then put it onto the drum.
The Christmas trend today has changed a lot from previous times. So previous times you had big markets, you know, there was a lot of home cooking. There's not a lot of home cooking anymore. People buy a lot of things, you know. You don't get that sort of home cooked thing anymore. The people where, I remember my mother used to buy sorrel, and she used to prepare the sorrel herself. You know, or you prepare the cake yourself rather than buying the cake now. When my mother used to prepare the cake and prepare everything at home. So that's some of the things that people need to do. They need to look at maybe doing that preparation at home.
This is where the magazine ends for today, but if you would like to see more content like this, then visit our YouTube channel. We also have all the latest news and updates on our social media pages and our website, jis.gov.jm. On behalf of the entire production team, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Thank you so much for watching.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.